Dragway Memories. We've got lots to show you, so let's get to it. We've got a great clip with Ralph Hope, recorded at John Scotty's dealership in Montreal. And you mentioned that you started in 1965 doing drag racing.
That's correct. We had an A-Lea and went to Grand Bend Dragway. And my partner and I, Wayne Lang.
Wayne Lang, yeah.
Yes, and pretty crude car.
Is that where the name? Where did the name come from, Mr. Crude?
Became associated with an American from North Dakota.
At West Rydell.
Yes, correct. And his family member, that was his moniker. Like that was.
Oh.
He come up with the Mr. Crude thing, and so we picked it up and went from there because we were associated with West Rydell.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah. So have you always been a six-cylinder guy, or how did that come about?
Well, growing up in London, north part of London, there was a man named George Herbert who ran an inline six-cylinder, the old GMC dragster.
Rickshaw.
Yes. And we were close to him. We spoke a little bit with him. Being pretty young and pretty naive.
Yeah.
And we would hang around a little bit with George, and that's where we picked up the six-cylinder idea. And we did run one of the old 302 GMC motors initially, and they were pretty heavy duty old
Big old boat anchors.
Oh my goodness. So then we progressed into the later model 292. Chevrolet.
Chevy 6, yeah.
So, and from there, it just
took off, really, basically.
Yeah.
So you guys were gotta be one of the first to cut up a V8 cylinder head and mix match and come up with a much better cylinder head configuration.
A little bit of history on that. With the inline six-cylinder, with the carburetors and the exhaust on the same side, all the guys were fooling around with runners in the intake and cutting out posts. And NHRA wanted to see that head stock. They didn't want you messing with it. You could do whatever you wanted with a manifold, but you couldn't screw around with the intake ports very much. You could polish them. So finally, I believe in the year was 67, NHRA came up with a new rule book, and it said you could run any head you want.
Oh.
You could do anything to that cylinder head you want on that inline six. If you ran a stock head, you could go in and pour it and polish it. You could cut out the divider posts between the two intakes, because the intakes were Siamese.
Oh,
yes.
no.
So when NHRA said, okay, well, you can run any head you want, we were associated in a more of a verbal, friendly sense with West Rydell in Grand Forks, North Dakota. And I wasn't at the meeting, but in 67, at the U.S. Nationals, my partner Wayne Lang was in conversation with West Rydell, who was running there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this V8 head thing come up. And Rydell expressed to Wayne Lang, he said, well, here's the idea, and so on and so forth. I wasn't privy to it until I got home after the U.S. Nationals in our shop in London. And Wayne Lang said, well, I was talking with West Rydell about this idea. Well, yeah, okay, explain. And so it went from there. And once Wayne and I got a block and a couple of old heads, we found a couple of old small block heads, and we had a machine shop cut a cylinder off each. We didn't weld them or nothing, we just butted them together put them on a block. We had a set of pistons and some old 292 stuff. Something that would run. Didn't put any water in it, didn't matter, because we only ran it for 30 seconds or
not very
whatever.
long, yeah.
So with the help of our old injection parts and the fuel pumps and however we cobbled it together, because it's been so long ago now, we got an engine stand, put it on the floor, it just bolted this thing together, and it ran.
Hi, I'm John Waldy, and you're watching Dragway Memories.
All right, here's some of the best footage we've ever had of Cayuga during 1970 racing season. This was shot by Mike Wilkins. Mike's out of Hamilton, Ontario. He contacted me at the Drag Strip Memories show a few years ago, and thank you, Mike, for this great footage.
Mike Wilkins footage, and it's excellent footage, as you can see here, June 1970, the plate on this T-bucket.
In the pits at Cayuga, running slicks on the street. Gotta love this guy.
Yeah, 1970, that's a big deal car. Jim Zakia and Albert Clark in the Anglia up against a 57 panel delivery. Zakia's Hemi-powered A-gasser.
Gonna reel him in. And he certainly does.
Yep. Train likes him. The Wrong Brothers, boy, we just saw this car recently.
Keith Archer brought it out to the Drag Strip Memories show. The thing looks like a time capsule.
Here he's getting a little out of shape against Cliff Saturski's classical gas. Bert Strauss in the D-Gas Willys, small block Chevy 4-speed car. Out of Kings West Fena, that was his Fena station.
Canadian Drag Racing Hall of Fame inductee, Bert Strauss. Peter Pliplov, Ford powered dragster, C dragster out of Toronto. Chrome Plater was his sponsor, and he had the neatest zoomy headers at one time.
Yeah, he did well with this car. Maximum bang for the buck for Pete.
Yep. Funny cars at the track.
Bill Castronovo in the custom body Dodge out of Utica, New York. There's the ramp truck.
A lot of people love the funny cars. Look at all the racers standing at the head of the lanes there.
Yeah. Super Cuda, the matchup here this time, but not in the game at all.
Gets gapped.
He's big time gap there, Phil Castronovo. Walking away with it. Frank Huff and Claire Sanders in the 69 Camaro.
Up against the Jungle Man himself, we believe. In the 392 powered, we also believe Camaro, right at the end of that engine's lifespan in the Jungle cars.
Yeah. Excellent burnout by the Jungle Man. Claire Sanders, 1969 Winter Nationals winner for Jungle Jim.
Had to obviously turn around there to get back to the line.
Yeah.
A little slow motion action for you here as Claire straps one on the Jungle, who's up in the air and a little out of shape. And he gets more out of shape down yonder, I believe.
Sanders having a really good lap there. Got her glued down good. Yeah, there's Jungle in the weeds a little bit there.
He still almost caught him.
Excellent footage by Mike Wilkins.
Cliff
Classical
Saturski, yeah, in the classical gas.
Up against Ed Miller in the Miller and Gunther car.
Looks like Cliff had some trouble there. Coming strong now, but I don't think he's got the real estate to reel in that Mopar.
No, it doesn't look like it, does it?
No, he didn't. Almost, but he didn't. Gassers on the line.
D-gasser Bert Strauss versus the A-gas of Jim Zakia. Zakia coming on strong, hasn't caught him yet. Right about at the finish line, who's it going to be? Jim Zakia squeaks one out.
Absolutely one of the better racers of the era. Another one of the better racers of the era, Jim Oddie, a Western New York boy.
Yeah, getting a little out of shape there himself. Gonna reel in that Falcon, I'm sure.
Show quality machine.
Look at that. Easy 2 cars on him.
Yeah, it looks like a T-body machine. Could be Eric
T-body,
Dizenbach up
yeah.
against the Mad Mopar there.
Looks like a
Trouble for the T.
Chuck Beatty and the Thrush Maverick in the background there turning around. 57 out first. Jim Audi gonna give chase.
And as we finish this off, we'll see you next week on Dragway Memories.
Here's some more photos from the vault.
At Dragway Park, you got